Tonight, from U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Minnesota Vikings taking on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
U.S. Bank Stadium holds just under 70,000 spectators, and they've come out in full force for this one. A fantastic atmosphere here in Minneapolis. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Baltimore Ravens and the Minnesota Vikings. Here now to get us started is Logan Cook, and we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. From the 6. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow.
Hey, we all love a good story, and what we like even more, guys who can fight through adversity. Joe Burrow coming out of high school, goes to Ohio State, doesn't get a chance to start, transfers to LSU, not thought to be a top prospect, ends up the #1 pick in the draft, and justifies it. Tremendous play, excellent mobility, and leadership off the charts.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Burrow to throw right away. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. A good safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley, and he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
To avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Play action. It's Burrow. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the 1st down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. but we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
Number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
And he remains the league's premier rushing threat and one of the biggest playmakers among quarterbacks. His goal each and every season, continue to expand his game as a passer and become well-rounded. All those highlight reel plays you see, they come off the fact that he can run it, throw it, and scares defenses every time he takes a snap.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. After the interception, here's Jackson. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack. Well, they sent him on the blitz from that linebacker spot, and boy, he got there quickly.
He certainly did, and obviously he could have used a block from his running back, but I think you nailed it right there. The defender got into the backfield so fast, it's hard for anyone to react.
Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Now it's Jackson. And pass complete to Moore. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. From the left hash, this from 34. And the 39-year-old veteran puts it right through, and the Ravens strike first at 3's in. So the opening drive stalls out, but the field goal does get them the first points of the night.
And 3 points, not to be underestimated. How about this, right? You're on the road, you're under the lights, national television audience. This is not a dress rehearsal, partner. This is for real, and a pretty nice opening statement.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And they will wrangle it down a couple of yards shy of the 30. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. Their second drive here of the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. Max Crosby, the one who got in there for the stop.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. no place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Now it's Burrow. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
Nice idea, nice concept there. Line him up on the left side of the formation, let him sneak his way across, coming back underneath, put it in his hands, let him get a few more yards after the catch, too.
Great way to utilize a tight end on the drag route. A first down carry for Barkley, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Marlon Humphrey on the defensive side making that look easy from his corner position. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game. And that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hill. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Oh, it's a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and inches.
Still want to be prepared for a pass.
Burrow will throw. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
But whenever you call and run the hitch route, a lot of times that ball's got to be in the air before the receiver even turns around. That's the result of throwing it so many times in practice. Is really a timing route. Make sure that ball's out of your hands, and oftentimes the receiver turns around, and there's the ball. Nice completion there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Over the middle, complete. That's Hill. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 21. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
The Burrow's throw going to be caught by Davis. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
They keep it with Barkley on first down. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Patrick Ricard, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. Well, it was 2nd and goal. You're in there close. That's the fullback's comfort zone.
Not only is it his comfort zone, it's an expectation. That's what he's supposed to do. Turn and hand it to him. Big guys fire out. Find your way into the end zone.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. From the 6. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. On the ground is Jacobs to start the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Josh Sweat coming in strong and dropping him behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, they set the power set out there, and their job is to be man-on-man and move people so they can run the football. But that time, too many men didn't get moved in the box defensively. They end up throwing it for a loss.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Throwing is Jackson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Jacobs going to try the middle. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Play action. It's Jackson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. Jackson looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach on the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
The Vikings head out to take over once again. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They begin with a run by Barkley. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Burrow. His throw incomplete. Just his 2nd incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And that is caught. It's Davis. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Barkley inside handoff. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Hey, we often talk about defensive end setting the edge, sometimes even the outside linebackers. But how about here? This is a cornerback essentially setting the edge and finishing off that play for a loss.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Burrow looking to pass. And a loose football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 21. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
He didn't like what he saw downfield, decided his best course of action was to take off and run. And that ended up being a gamble that did not pay off for him. Now they would have to gamble again if they want to keep this series going.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. Fielded at the 33. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Here we go. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. And going deep for Hill. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw into the hands of Andrews. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. In that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
On 3rd down, Burrow. That one complete to Hill. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Here we go. Here we go. On the draw, this is Barkley. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Chris Jones on the stop.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now it's Burrow. Dancing to his left. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
Now Burrow on first down. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Here we go. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Here's Burrow. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Gets it to Hill. It's a jet sweep. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Defensively, they have that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Here we go. To throw on 2nd and 6. Burrow throwing the out route incomplete. It's Osborne. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it's 3rd and 4 now. They'll look to throw here. That's brought in by Davis over the middle. Touchdown! Davis, a 9-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to extend their lead. This is why I could never make it as a quarterback at any level, especially the NFL. To have the poise to stay in that pocket, know you're going to take the hit, but still deliver it for a touchdown. Great play.
I have to agree with you on that one. When I see those hits coming, I'm wanting to exit the pocket. I'm getting the heck out of there. Instead, we just saw someone stay in there and make the throw downfield.
Carlson on for the PAT. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Gabriel Davis. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1, and that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 27. He'll give it to Jacobs to start the drive. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson, it's caught, lock it. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
3rd and 2, right? So this is a situation where low man has got to win at the line of scrimmage. But it's not just the low man winning. It's the low man who's winning with some force. And they had that to pick up the first down.
Barely picking it up, but they did. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. They will run the draw with Jacobs. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You foresee incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. Now Jackson. He's got the connection to Moore. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 38-yard line. Give them 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw is on target to Duvernay. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 26. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Well, they've already allowed 3 sacks in this first half, now a holding penalty.
So I think drastic measures had to be taken, right? The regular way was not working. He was getting hit almost every snap. It felt like they had to try and keep him upright.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. To throw is Jackson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And they'll work this down inside the 30. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. looking to throw again on second down. Jackson, left side, complete to Lockett. Great footwork, but still wrangled down before reaching the 20. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And now third down and 6 to go.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
Returning right back to Lockett. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. The kick by Gould is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. They'll set up to throw. They will find Davis on the left side, complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Steps away to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out. But his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. And that nearly intercepted. Well, the free safety rolling into position almost had it, but it's second down.
The name of the game, as always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback. And that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like they've got him a little bit rattled. That would have been the second interception in the first half.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Flush to his right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
There he goes, and for good reason. Running with it has paid dividends earlier in this game and earlier on this drive. And until they prove they can stop him, I don't think he's going to be shy about continuing to run for first downs instead of airing it out.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will extend their lead here to 17-6. So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. This game's had a little bit of everything thus far, and certainly plenty to look forward to, as the teams are right back out there for the second half. So we'll get right back out there as well, as we'll turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter from the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Now a 2nd down and 6. Now it's Jackson. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. When you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Jackson to throw. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Here's Logan Cook now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Running lanes run a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now back to throw. Open man is Waddle, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
That's another beautiful throw right there. It gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And they pick up another 1st down there.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. Yet again, targeting and finding Mark Andrews. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. He'll look to throw. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a 1st down due to the previous penalty. From the 45 on second down. Burrow right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
That's the third time on this drive that these two connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going, and right now it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
2nd and 7. And Burrow going to throw again. And he'll go right back to Andrews. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 15-yard line. A nice pickup of 17 yards.
They had 2 tight ends in the formation on that one. It looked to me like he had his pick of receivers downfield.
I think he was just planning on going over the middle. That's what he did.
Picked up first down, too.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it's caught. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Barkley going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll try to pound it in with Ricard. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Patrick Ricard with his 2nd touchdown of the night, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
And that's a drive that makes everyone happy on that bench because they accomplish exactly what they set out to do. Take care of the football, eat up a little clock, end up in the end zone. Now they've got a cushion for the rest of the game. So they didn't just help themselves offensively, they helped their defense out as well.
Carlson down to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. He takes this near the 25, just a little past there, call it the 26. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27. Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
They go play action with Jackson. That ball nearly intercepted. The rookie had his hands on it but couldn't pull it in. He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long, with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. That's taken in by Duvernay. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven 1st down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Throwing is Jackson. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. And now out comes Minnesota. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. That's Waddle. He's got the catch on the out route. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. 26. They'll line up on 2nd and 4. Burrow will throw. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. This looks like a roughing call. Okay, so the personal foul penalty, and there's some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been automatic. How about 8 for 8 in the game thus far? This time it's 3rd and 3. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 42 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. They're still throwing the football here. Obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some 1st downs, just as good as running the football. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Brian Burns flying in there and dropping it for the sack. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Up the middle with Barkley. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
down. On comes the Viking kicker, Daniel Carlson. This one from 35 yards away. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Escaping the pressure right. The quick feet by Jackson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
This is where the NFL is headed year by year, partner. A league where just about everyone has someone under center who can get you with their legs as well as their arm. And we certainly had a nice display of that from both QBs in this game. And that continued with that first down run.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Jackson. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Jackson now. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Josh Sweat rushing in and bringing him down to the ground.
Well, partner, you and I will be headed to the airport, but after this game, when it's interview time, someone's going to ask this quarterback what hurt worse, the interceptions or the sacks. This whole day, it's been rough. Barring a miraculous comeback, this offense is going to win this game, but he's probably going to say what hurt most is the loss.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. They'll drop to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. This is intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Vikings are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Well, I get it, Charles. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Down big. They just sent their receivers out, let it fly. But the defense, they were ready.
Yeah, and there aren't too many people left in this stadium that couldn't see that coming. But that's not a major criticism at all because you had to try it. What you're hoping for is one of your athletes out-athletes everyone else and makes a dramatic play.
Here we go. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. It's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great. Because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Burrow looking to pass. He's got his man. It's Andrews. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
To Barkley on the check down. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. The Vikings send out their punter. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Try to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Micah Parsons, his 2nd sack of the night.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. The handoff, Jacobs running to the left. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pre-game whooping has turned into results.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 16. And he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
Well, it looked like a quick hitter, a 3-step drop. But when it's not there, what do? He elects to try and escape through the massive bodies up the middle, and he does so and picks up positive yardage.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. It's been a dominant performance to this point, Charles. This is probably exactly how they scripted this and envisioned it. They got a 3-score lead, 4th quarter, and a chance if they want to continue to pour it on here.
It is their call, isn't it? I mean, the way that they have taken on this game and the way that they have carried this game and have dominated this game, you're exactly right. Do what you want down the stretch. We are in the era of, hey, if you don't want us to do this to you, then you need to stop us. Their call to finish this one off.
And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43.
55 rushing yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Didn't get to the sticks, but that's an ideal carry there on 1st down, isn't it?
I mean, now you're 2nd and 1. Although, you know, in the NFL, even if he picked up the 1st down, I don't think it's a big difference because the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah, not like college.
Right. If it's college football, you want to 2nd and 1 is probably better than picking up the 1st down because in college football, the clock stops with every 1st down and actually aids the defense in that situation.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action, but other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
Now they go play action now. Burrow. Throw right side, caught by Davis. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. Well, things obviously not going their way. Trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that penalty going to go ahead and give the other side some extra yardage.
We all know it's an intense game and things can get heated out there. That's part of the battle. But bottom line, you got to keep your cool. That was not an example of doing that.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now Burrow. Buying time to his left. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column.
From the 5, 2nd and 4.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Saquon Barkley, a 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Vikings have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the 4th. On 3rd down and short and everything well executed. He not only gets the 1st down, Charles, he gets the touchdown as well.
And you see the defense commit to the run so often in these situations. There's always that little bit of hesitancy, isn't there, partner? Thinking that they may play action you. They took advantage of that hesitancy and found their way into the end zone with a running play.
Carlson on for the PAT. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Saquon Barkley. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded inside the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Now Jackson on first down.
They swing that out wide to Jacobs.
Only able to gain a couple there, and that'll bring up second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
2nd and 8.
Here's Jackson.
Same target. It's Jacobs again.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 12 yards the pickup there. Good for a Raven first.
Well, they certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down.
He's got the connection to Moore.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's second down. And Jackson throwing once more. He hits his target, Lockett. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 40. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. Jackson on first down.
Returning right back to Lockett.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Again, Jackson.
Open man is Duvernay.
Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Now it's Jackson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Fourth down, here's Jackson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
They came into this one with a vision, Charles, and it has played out exactly as they had hoped, if not even better. They've got the huge lead here, and now the football for the final moments of the fourth.
Yeah, it was apparent that they were the better team. Right? We figured that out pretty early, but give them a lot of credit for staying with it. They didn't stumble around out there. They didn't create a lot of errors for themselves because they were the superior team. They took care of business and closed them out pretty quickly.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Vikings as we say so long from Minneapolis.